What do I say? What's like? What do you think the first part should be?
Hi, I'm giving a tour of our...
It's kind of embarrassing, huh? Hi, I'm gonna give you guys all a tour of our 95 Toyota pickup. It's kind of our Overland, do everything, do all kind of rig. So I'll take you around the back here and show you what we got. So this is kind of the business end of things here. I'm a big Milwaukee guy, so I have everything for camping kind of in Milwaukee, and I got some other boxes back here. So got everything from your spices and your cooking gas, a couple of utensils here for cooking, the ever so important shit paper, shit tickets. Got some other, body soap, dish soap, sponges, knives and silverware in that one there. And the Milwaukee stuff just really makes it simple to kind of keep everything organized. The lady knows that if things don't go in the right spot, I kind of start losing my mind a little bit. Some, sunblock, bug spray, lighters, and various other cooking things. Up top, we got all my tools. Not all of them, but most of them. So Milwaukee socket set up top there. And for all my air down, air up needs, this is my box here for that. So I got 20 feet of hose, some various attachments, stuff to pull valve cores out for air and down, and I even have stuff to fill up the paddle boards with. For right now anyways, I just have a Yeti cooler. I want to eventually get a 12 volt refrigerator, but for right now, this just does fine for the weekends. That's for Jetboil Genesis, extra bowls, the hammock, some extra lights and stuff. They go in that one. The other tote there, that's full of Costco snacks, muffins, and bars, and jerkies, and other stuff like that. It all makes us sane out there in the woods. Now we'll kind of move on to the truck a little bit more. I bought this truck maybe 5 years ago now, and it originally started as a father and son project. So that included the rear bumper here. That was kind of the first project that we did on this truck, followed by building the Overland rack here. So I have a 270-degree awning up top, a Yakima Skyrise rooftop tent. It gets the job done. Switching to a clamshell is definitely on the agenda, but everybody knows the Overland tax, so it'll be here when it gets here. Traction boards, cheapos, because you end up going through them. You end up helping out a friend. Yeah, you like my shoes? You end up helping out a friend. They torch a board. I'm not worried about it because they're $40 on Amazon. Let's go over to this side. You got various stuff here mounted on the side as well. High lift, axe, shovel. And it just all kind of incorporates really nice. I'm trying to figure out a way to be able to reach in here a little bit easier. Some sort of a swing up and down method would be ideal. Next, we got some rock sliders. Once again, father-son project.
Come here.
Hold on. We have an intruder. Found the intruder. This is Tuggy Boy. Tugger.
What?
This is our little beast out in the woods. This is the bear keeper. This is the bear spray right here. Over here to the rock sliders. This again, father-son style project. Threw those together in a weekend. They keep the doors clean and whatnot like that. Pretty focused on the dog there, aren't you, honey? Anyways, let's go ahead and move on inside. We just got back from a weekend trip, so everything's still exactly the way it was yesterday. You got your rugged radio here. On-trail communication, to me anyways, is very important, so I keep that with me. I also keep another 2 handheld rugged radios and 3 Baofeng radios, just for if one dies, you have spares. If people don't have their own, I can provide them for everybody. Behind the seat here, because it is a single cab, you kind of use every little piece of storage you can find. So I have a separate tool bag, batteries, impacts, little hammers, multimeters, some various fluids are also back there. And that kind of keeps between the toolbox in the back and that behind the seat there. It's enough to kind of keep us rolling and not have to rely on anybody else for tools. We'll move up to the front here. I decided to just buy a trail gear front bumper. At one point in time, this had the stinger on it, which connected end to end, but I recently cut that off. simple shackle, no need for a winch because we're on 40s over here. I say that until I get stuck. So it is a solid front axle out of an 84 4Runner. Once again, it's a 95 pickup, so we did the solid axle swap. Rear leaf springs up front, and then I forgot to mention, but we have Chevy 63 leaf springs in the rear. It's chromoly axle shaft, 30 spline front and rear with 529 gears, spooled up in the rear and Detroit up in the front. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I have been able to sport these 40-inch tires for, I think, 3 or 4 years now with very little breakage. I recently broke a stud on one of my knuckles, so 6-shooter knuckles are coming very soon in the future. Diving into the engine bay here, I got gas struts from AVR Customs. It's a really nice kit. Everything's very dirty in here, but everything's also very OEM in here. I recently went with a LC Engineering streetable long block. I ended up torching rods on the previous engine, so a new long block was in order, and LC is the company that I went with, and I've been very happy with them. It's been in here for 6,000 miles so far, and no complaints. Over on this side here, tucked up in this very tight engine bay, we have an ARB single compressor. It's 3 CFM. It's not super fast, but it's plenty for what I need. Air lockers will eventually go into this as well. For right now, it takes about 7.5 minutes to fill up these 40s from 7 psi to 40 psi, so it definitely takes a long time, but it's very, very nice to have onboard air. Other than that, engine bay is mostly stock, other than some powder coated bits and some other little fun things like that. Let me close this back up here. That is basically everything going on. This is a very simple build. It gets me everywhere I need to go. It gets us everywhere we need to go. And it took, years to build, but it is still here with me today, and we love it. It takes us everywhere we gotta go, and couldn't ask for much more. Thanks you for joining us on this tour of my 95 Toyota pickup.